Hey guys, what is up? Happy Thursday. So I am going to head to the Facebook group here in a second, but I just wanted to take a minute and just remind you, if you are stuck, if you do not know what ad strategy to do, if you don't know what type of offer, everything here is laid out in the Start Here section. If you scroll down, there are 3 first assignments that tell you choose which type of offer you should launch, choose your sales mechanism, and choose which phase of the ecosystem you should start with. It is very important that you do this, because if you go to the Get Ready Protocol section, it will tell you which type of offer should you launch. If you already are running a funnel, if you're already running an offer, likely you will have a direct offer, okay? Second thing you need to do is you need to choose your sales mechanism. This will determine what type of ad strategy you will follow. You can see here, we've got one for an ebook, we've got a self-liquidating offer, and then it walks you through which ads ecosystem you should start with. Here is a little hint. Every single ad strategy looks the same. This does not matter whether you're running a brick and mortar business, whether you are running an e-commerce business. The ecosystem strategy is the exact same thing. The only thing that changes is tactical things when you get to phase 3 for the funnel. But phase 1 and phase 2 are all going to be the same thing, okay? If you are an e-commerce shop, or if you're a brick and mortar or a real estate agent, you could actually skip over here, because I do work in the ecosystem trainings here specifically for you guys, because you guys have slightly different scripts in order to sell things. And so I just created a little different section. But overall, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, they are the same throughout any type of niche. I know you guys think that, oh, if I'm e-commerce, I do something different than brick and mortar. You really don't. The ecosystem, like I said, looks exactly the same, and you're gonna move pieces in and out. The only thing that are gonna be different are the little tactical things within the creatives and within the funnel. That is it. But the ad strategy itself is exactly the same across all niches. And so that is why you have to go through the Get Ready protocol and figure out, do I need an indirect? Do I need to start with an indirect offer, or do I already have an offer? If you don't have a funnel, should you be using a funnel? Or do you want to just go straight into phase 1 and phase 2, which doesn't rely on a funnel? We don't build a funnel until phase 3. But you have to understand how I have built this program. A lot of you guys are trying to skip steps, and you really have to go and understand how this actually works. So let's go ahead and dig into the Facebook group. Make sure that every single week you are checking the featured section. This is where I will post all of the important things that you need to know. I know some of you guys are new to the program. Every month we have something that's called an ads blitz. It is a little something extra. It's like $100 for a seat, but you do get 3 days with me, where I help you write and launch 5 ads from the ecosystem. And so every single month we do this. If you are brand new, you're going to see that we're going to do one next month, and so you'll be able to take part of it. And there's always prizes and stuff for people who turn in the homework. But we also have 3 Zoom calls every single month. We've got the next one coming up with Eve and Crystal, who are my AI content peeps. And they keep up with AI, so I don't have to. So if you feel like AI is moving so much faster than you can keep up with, be on these calls. They literally keep up with every little thing that it comes to AI. Last call, they showed some prompts. If you go into the program, you could actually take a look at the library and go to AI Accelerator. You can see the last live call. They gave away some badass prompts during this call. And then we actually did a little over the shoulder of them helping me with 4 prompts every content creator should start with. But we're going to keep adding AI stuff here to the library. And as always, you can find all of the replays from Conversions Over Coffee and Conversions Over Cocktails and any important workshops that I've done. So make sure that you're checking all of these really cool sections. A lot of you guys always ask about written posts. Well, this year for my birthday, I turned 42, and just take note, it's still under construction, but for the most part, you can choose a lot of written posts that I have created, and each of them has a swipe file, a video that explains why it worked, and then the actual social media post. So if you go here and go to this post right here, you could see I actually show you what it looked like. You can swipe my copy and make it fit for you, and then I actually have a Loom video that actually walks you through how to do it, and then any extra resources that will actually show you how to execute that. So yeah, but make sure that you're going to the featured section here inside the program. This is where you're also going to find the Ask Laurel. This is where you're going to find the Ask Laurel replay. Right now I'm doing them live on YouTube and posting them here inside the Facebook group because I haven't figured out the whole streaming into the Facebook group yet. If anyone knows how to stream stuff in, I know a couple of people have been asking about that. I just haven't sat down and done it yet. But if you guys see a guy named Nick Peterson posting here inside the Facebook group, take a minute and actually read his stuff, because this is my mentor. He is my secret weapon. He has been my secret weapon for almost 5 years now. And so a lot of people say, Laurel, how did you become so successful? This is my corner man right here. And I have gotten him to agree to share him with you guys. And so this is really awesome that he's spending a lot of time here. A lot of big industry guys pay him hundreds of thousands of dollars to hang out. And the fact that he's hanging out with us here in the 7NOLA program is pretty awesome. And so, Nick, if you're listening to this, shout out to you. Thank you so much for all your help. And I know a lot of people are getting a lot of value out of you being here and hanging out in the Facebook group. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into the Ask Laurel thread. Just make sure that you are following the rules. You're going to see me say in a couple of posts, like, hey, just make sure, like, I can't watch Loom videos. This is a 7NOLA program. I can do as much as I can. And I know sometimes a Loom video is context, but if it requires a Loom video, maybe try doing screenshots or something. I just can't. That's stuff that I do for my Lean on Laurel students. Now, if you do want more hand-holding when it comes to me, if you go to adswithlaurel.com, I do have a program that is called Lean on Laurel. And this actually does come with high touch support, and it's not just about ads. A lot of people think it's about ads, but it's more about content. Like if you guys ever see me, writing copy for other members, that's what I help them do. It's, we've got daily support offered via Voxer. We've got weekly copy audits, ad manager audits. So students actually have, I actually have my students' ads managers inside my business manager, so I can go and take a peek at their ads anytime. And then obviously we do weekly support is offered through Zoom as needed. A lot of times people don't want to be on Zoom all the time, and so that's why we decided to make this a one-on-one. Lean on Laurel used to be a group coaching program with a bunch of Zoom calls, and my students were like, hey, you know what? I don't like being on Zoom calls. And I'm like, you know what? I really don't either. And so we came up with this really amazing solution. And also we do have lounge events here at my house, usually once a quarter. We just had one in my New Orleans place. We had one at my beach house back in March. And so we do lots of cool things. But I mean, most people join LOL because they want just to have daily touch points with me, and they want me to help them with copy and stuff like that. And so that's why I can't really do Loom videos and stuff here. I'm busy with my Lean on Laurel students, and I hope you guys understand. I try to give you guys as much support here, and I love every single one of you guys. So I want to make sure that we're being helpful to you in the best way possible. And the best way possible is by keeping these calls as short as possible, right? So anyway, I'm going to get right into it. Just make sure that you're following the rules. If you do not see your question here, that means that it broke one of these rules. And just a reminder, deadline for submissions are Wednesday around 5 o'clock. Sometimes it's a little early, sometimes it's a little later. And then I answer these questions live on Thursday whenever I have a chance. Like right now, I've got a chance, so I'm doing it right now. There are no set times. If you do have a question, make sure you go to the library and you check out the frequently asked questions, because there are a lot of questions that you guys ask that can be found here, and I build up this frequently asked questions from the Ask Laurel thread. And so if you have a question, it's likely that you probably can get it answered right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dive in. Miss Becky says, when you answered my question a week or two ago, you mentioned to go to the Joel Irway exercise on demand triggers. I went to his program I had purchased and I don't see it anywhere. So it's actually not named like it's in the workshop, and I can't tell you exactly what it's called, but it's in the Power Offer workshop. And it is this part specifically where he talks about magazine covers and how, like, if you look at Women's Health magazine, right, he talks about all of the demand triggers, which are all of the different headlines that get people to buy that same magazine. So if you scroll through the Power Offer workshop, you're going to see a screenshot of a magazine, and that is the part where Joel is talking about the demand triggers. I haven't been through the Power Offer workshop in probably about a year. I go through it every time he updates it, but I do know it is in there. And like I said, if you scroll through it, it's the part where he is talking about a magazine, and he talks about the different demand triggers. Let's see. Quentin says, hey, Laurel, I sell hybrid training with online and face-to-face coaching. What ad strategy should I use? What does brick and mortar mean? Brick and mortar means a physical location inside a town. Similar question for my second. As a therapist, this time only face-to-face. Again, Quentin, I think you need to go through the Get Ready protocol, because you have to figure out where are you? Should you be doing an indirect offer? Should you be doing a direct offer? If you're a therapist, you obviously have a direct offer. I'm just going to take a stab at this. I would think that you need to start in phase 1 and then go into phase 2. That's what most people who do what you do. So I would start, but I really would go through the Get Ready protocol, go through the entire thing, and then you're going to start in phase 1. And then once you're done with phase 1, after 60 days, you're going to transition into phase 2. Let's see. Dominic says, hey, Laurel, I just hit a total of 100 messenger conversations via my conversion multipliers. Congratulations. That's awesome. I have been posting them organically on my Instagram and have not started running ads yet due to budget constraints. Hey, that's fine. If, like I said, guys, my ad strategy is literally just organic content with money on it. So, like, whether you're ready to run ads or not, if you still do phase 1 and phase 2, you will have success even without running ads. Like, it's crazy. So they said out of 100, 27 people have responded to my messages, 27%. Okay, we're looking for 30 to 40%. So, but as people get to know you better, this is going to go up. 4 out of the 27 people I have DM'd with have received the value bomb from me, 15%. I love, Dominic, how you are tracking these numbers. This is music to my ears right here. The other 23 people I'm waiting for a response from. As of right now, none of the 4 people have followed up with me after receiving the value bomb. I have followed up with them between 3 to 5 days later and no response so far. Any suggestions or for something I may have done wrong, or do I just need to keep doing what I'm doing and you need more volume? So here's the thing, right? And I did look at your conversation and I did see how they transitioned into the value bomb. This is something that I want you guys to pay attention to, right? And so as you're creating the value bomb, right? The value bomb has to solve a small problem, right? It has to be consumed within 10 minutes and acted on and see some type of result within 24 to 48 hours, and it has to reveal the bigger next problem. Okay, this is the part right here that so many people forget to apply to their value bomb. Okay, it's not only something that's going to solve a small problem, can be consumed within 10 minutes and acted on and see some type of result within 24 to 48 hours. It also has to reveal the next big problem, right? So if a small problem for my audience, right, is they're not having enough conversations, right? If that's the small problem, the value bomb that I might give them is my $5 Reels ad to get conversations, right? So I would give them a quick rundown in 10 minutes, right? That will literally have a 5-minute setup video and a swipe file, right? So that they can literally execute it on and see some type of result within 24 hours, right? If I give people the swipe file to this ad and a quick 3-minute setup in Ads Manager, within 24 to 48 hours, they will start getting conversations. This will reveal the next big problem is that they can't close those conversations. The fact that they can't close those conversations, then I would say, would it be worth a 15-minute call where I tell you exactly what to say, right? So this is like a funnel. If you guys look at a value bomb just like a funnel, okay? It starts with the value bomb solving a small problem, right? People comment and we get them into the messenger conversation. We get them to act on something, right? They get a result and then they come back to us and say, hey, I've got all these conversations. What the heck do I do with them? And I was like, well, everyone's different. Would it be worth a 15-minute call where I can literally tell you exactly what to say in order to close these people, right? And so then on the call, I give them the roadmap where they literally get the roadmap. I give them the roadmap, but the offer is my help, right? That's where a lot of people go wrong on calls, is they actually don't leave the call with clarity, knowing exactly what to do. And so this is the framework. And I know there's a lot more to this, but this is the stuff that I help my students with, like in the upper program, right? People getting them from point A to point B, but this is literally the messenger framework. So if you're not getting people to the next step, it's likely that they're not clear on that next big problem, or you gave them too much to do in your value bomb. Those are one of two reasons why, right? That people wouldn't move forward. Let's see. And Jessica, this is going to be a very similar conversation, but we'll take a look at this because I know that you did post this. She said, hey, Laurel, I have ran about 30 ads, power content, and CMS combo. I hit the benchmarks, and I'm being more specific at the problems. I'm trying to give an explanation of what the value bomb will do and urging action, but I'm not getting any comments. I have a list of problems that I can do next, but wonder if you can give me some reassurance to keep trying or get some feedback about improvement. I watched your video. There's a couple of things. There's a couple of things that you can do here, right? If you look at this, you have to remember that Reels is a super, super fast-paced platform, right? And so if I look at this, are you open to learning new ways to improve your relationship? I don't know if this is for me. Is this for couples? Is this for friends? Or is this, like, who is this for, right? There's 4 things, right? And I went over this in the Ads Blitz. And for those of you guys who weren't in the Ads Blitz, there's always 4 questions that you have to ask yourself that, can my audience answer these 4 questions? 1, why am I here? Okay. Are you open to learning new ways to improve your relationship? Okay, well, why am I here? Well, if I want to improve a relationship, okay, why am I here? 2, am I in the right place? This is what you're not following up on. Am I in the right place? I don't know, because you haven't identified what type of relationship or what type of person, right? So that's where you get stuck. So if you do something, my mentor calls it allegiance capital. Every single piece of content has to reveal, 1, why are they here? Like, why would they watch this video? Which you hit right here. They want to improve a relationship. 2, am I in the right place? Well, I don't know. There's not enough info here. Remember, people don't read all of these little descriptions on Reels. It's all about what's on the video, right? So am I in the right place? I don't know. What do you want me to do next? You probably say this in the video. And then 4, what will happen if you take action? Okay, that all needs to be baked into every single piece of content. Like I said, that's something that we covered in depth inside the Ads Blitz, but a couple of things, right? So 1, you haven't answered, am I in the right place with this headline? I like a good headline will answer those first 2 questions. Why am I here, and am I in the right place, okay? This does not tell me if I'm in the right place. 2, your captions are really, really small. I always recommend captions be above. As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys a document that I showed people during the Blitz that kind of like just kind of lays out the optimizations, because if you're not getting comments, it's most likely because you're not clear. So here, if we go here, you want captions to be about chest size, like chest depth, not all the way at the bottom, because as you can see here, captions are getting covered up with stuff. But you want either a video hook or a CTA for the value bomb at the top. I would test both, and then you want to make sure that your captions are halfway up the middle. But that would be a couple of things, Jessica. But keep going. Remember, sometimes it takes a lot of value bombs to figure this out. Like, I will say this, guys, it took me 7 or 8 value bombs before I hit a winner. Just keep that in mind. Let's see, Aaron says, hey, Laurel, I'm in the brick and mortar, a car dealership. I've gone through the brick and mortar section, but what training should I go through next? You should not go through another training. You should actually execute. If you have not executed, go to the brick and mortar. And then what you're going to do is you're going to launch these ads. I have them right here from start to finish, how to launch them in the ads manager. And I am also I'm asking for volunteers right now. So if you're in brick and mortar, you need to come in and launch your ads. But if you are in brick and mortar, let's see, where's my post? I did this. Yep, here we go. I'm about to do the part 2 workshop where we will execute retargeting, but you cannot do part 2 of the workshop if you have not done the first part. And so my answer to you would be go do the work so that you can take part in the second. You're a car dealership. I work with, a lot of people who sell cars. Go do the work and then come to the workshop having the work done. But that's what you guys need. That's what you guys are like in content consummation mode. Like, go and do the work and then come back and say, okay, I've done the work. Here's my data. What's next? That next workshop is next, but you have to first go and launch the ads. And if you have done that, go to that post that I just showed you and show me the ads, and you can be a volunteer on my next workshop where we go over the strategy on the next steps. But we can't do next steps until you've actually done, or as we say in this program, engaged the field. Let's see, Ginger says, thank you for giving me some feedback last week, and you asked for some more info on additional feedback. Just a reminder, I work with dentists, chiropractors, naturopaths, functional medicine providers to grow their practices. Side note, I was a dentist myself once upon a time who got good at marketing and scaling. I've been engaging the field to get data for about 60 days. You go, Ginger, I love this. You mentioned for this audience to switch my engagement for conversion multipliers to messenger versus comments, which I did, but it's too soon to report data. You asked to see my targeting to double check that since the little engagement I'm getting is not from my target audience, and you asked to see a conversion multiplier link below to see what I can improve there. I'm attaching those. What do I need to do with my targeting? Let's take a look at your targeting and see. Okay, I think you have this all stacked into one. I would break that up though into, like, I would actually separate in my ads. I would actually separate and do content for dentists. I would do content for chiropractors. I would do content for naturopaths, honestly. That's what I would do. Let's see. Let's take a look at some conversion multipliers. Is this a power content? Because a conversion multiplier should be a vertical video in the Reels placement. But
how would you like to get?
It's no big deal, but these should be Reels videos in the Reels placements. That's why they're super effective at like these short videos.
2 new patients, ideal prospects, ideal clients in the next 7 days without spending any money on marketing and without becoming a marketer.
So this is just an aesthetic thing. I would do these videos from your office. I would do a video from an office, like a dental office or something like that. It looks like kind of you're in an attic or something. I don't know, like with the slanted walls and some Disney stuff in the back. And I know this is a little thing, but guys, like people look at that kind of stuff. And so I would probably do it with, some dental stuff in the back. And you actually said, you were a dentist yourself. And so I would literally look the part as much as possible because they're going to resonate with you, especially if you're like, hey, look, I was a dentist for X amount of years and I did this for my own practice. And that is why I am qualified to do it for you. And this right here just doesn't scream that you, like I know it says Dr. Ginger, but this video right here doesn't portray that image, right? So I would say keep going, but let's just try a couple of other things. And like I said, a conversion multiplier should be in this is the right.
Patients tell you.
Okay, so take the advice that I just gave on Jessica. Make sure you have a hook banner at the top. And your captions are in the right place, but I would see if you can do it in some type of office. And I know this is a little thing. I would just, if you're a dentist, I would present yourself more in that type of environment. And I know it's a little thing, but so I had a Lean on Laurel student a couple of weeks ago now. I've told the story a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, but I had a Lean on Laurel student who works with fitness clients, and he was doing a lot of his videos sitting at his home. He had one in front of a window, he had one sitting at a desk, and I'm like, dude, you're trying to motivate people to work with you for fitness. I was like, be in a more presentable environment into what your ideal clients would expect you to be. And I was like, I know, like everyone's working from home and stuff like that, but people are still looking for people who are kind of in that environment that they expect them to be. And so if you're sitting down on a couch doing videos, it's probably not going to attract the people who are if you're wanting them to look at you as a fitness expert, right? And so all we did was change where he was, and people started responding. Like he did some videos with some kettlebells. He did some videos in the kitchen where he was like doing some nutritional stuff. And lo and behold, it started converting, but it had nothing to do with the content. It had everything to do with the way that he was presenting himself. So I would test that, Miss Ginger. Let's see. But by the way, the energy in these videos is really good. I think it might just be a presentation and just an optimization with putting certain graphics and stuff in place, like the top banner and stuff, but good job on the video. Ruth says, I watched phase 1 and phase 2 and I have an email list which I uploaded to Ads Manager, which I'm running ads on power content to this list. I realize that it's eating into phase 2 and I would like your advice. Is it okay to run phase 1 ads to my email list? Absolutely. That is part of phase 1, right? If you go into phase 1, ta-da, this is where your warm traffic falls into play. So absolutely. I think a lot of people have the misconception that phase 1 doesn't do warm traffic, but it absolutely does. Remember, phase 1 is just the pieces that we build around this funnel right here in phase 3. Phase 3 is literally just adding the hot 7 in the funnel. That's it. But we're building the pieces to build around the funnel. That's why some of you guys start with phase 1 and some of you guys start with phase 3. It's all about building the ecosystem so that we can launch a funnel. But yeah, totally. Phase 1 does do warm content. Let's see, Austin says, here's my power offer with the link attached. I'm currently an online fitness coach and never had a definite avatar or ideal client that I pitched, so interested how this will pan out. Awesome, yeah. And just because you choose one avatar doesn't mean you can't serve more. Like, remember, this is just one ad. You can literally do 3 of these to 3 different avatars. So who is this for? Blue-collar shift workers wanting to lose 30 pounds. I love this. This is super clear. Because blue-collar shift workers have a very different problem than men who work in a corporate setting, right? Totally different. If I helped you establish a nutritional and workout plan that allowed you to finally lose that embarrassing belly fat once and for all. Okay, so anytime we're doing health or fitness, we never want to talk in second person. You always want to talk in first or third. So you want to never say you. So you could say something like, here's the secret to all of my blue collar clients losing 30 pounds. The reason that most of them have issues losing weight is because they do XYZ, but my clients within, X amount of time lose their belly and are confident at, taking their, I kind of lost my train of thought there. But anyway, this needs to be in first or third person. So if you're like blue collar shift workers wanting to lose 30 pounds, Here's the secret to why blue collar workers fail to lose the weight and why my clients who follow my XYZ method lose their belly fat once and for all so that they can feel confident taking their shirt off at the pool. They don't have to eat prepackaged meals and without ever having to miss a family dinner. Would you want to see how it works? Click the link below and grab my, this is fine, click the link below and grab my free training. But you see how I kind of redid this, and I didn't do it in the best way because I don't know enough about your offer, but I just wanted to show you how you would need to re-say this in a way that is going to be compliant. And so by saying one to, you know, like staying in first or third person. But another thing to point out is people don't want to pay to establish a nutritional and workout plan. They want the result. And so if you said something like, you know, I would actually start this off with a fact. 80% of blue collar shift workers are overweight. You know, the secret to blue collar workers losing up to 30 pounds in just a few short months is my XYZ method. And then that allows you to eat, that allows my clients to eat whatever they want without counting calories. That allows them to work out in just 10 to 15 minutes a day, and they never have to miss out on family dinners. Want to see how it works? Click the link below and grab my free PDF training. That's kind of the framework that I would take with that. I didn't want to leave you without a thing. I just had to sit and think for a minute, but now you guys can see my brain working in real time. You see how shitty the first part was and then I said it again, and then I almost knocked it out the park the second time. So don't be afraid to read your scripts out loud and then be like, nope, that sounds crappy. Let me start again. Let's see. Brett says, hey, Laurel, I just joined. Love your vibe. I've been running health offers as an affiliate through Google Ads using search targeting brand building for a few years now. I use a simple review style bridge page, then straight to the offer. I don't do opt-ins, building a list, or collecting emails as plenty of sales come through. My ROI is pretty good. Yeah, I'd imagine that. I have heard it's challenging to get these offers approved. They usually have $100 to $150 payout. In your humble opinion, should I try running ads for these products on Facebook, or should I find a good offer like Zach Crawford to promote instead? I don't know. I haven't seen it. Like, I don't know what the verbiage is. I mean, I've got plenty of clients who promote ClickBank stuff, so I don't have enough information right here because you haven't showed me what your bridge page or anything looks like, or if it's breaking any rules. So unfortunately, I can't answer this up to my ability because I don't have the offer in front of me. I'd have to see what the offer looks like, but you can. I know tons of people who run ClickBank products successfully here on Facebook. Let's see, Nadia says, happy Wednesday, Laurel. I'm going through adding content for warm traffic training, and in your video, you say that if you were running your $7 program, you would choose the sales campaign, and in one of your ads, you explain that for a retargeting campaign, you would choose the X Reach campaign. You would choose the X Reach campaign for $2 a day. This is old, outdated. I don't know what you were looking at, but if you go through the program, it actually says purchase. I'm not sure about the objective I'm going to choose, but as you said, it's more about the content than the button we push. I use conversion campaigns. I don't use reach campaigns anymore. My question, if I run a retargeting campaign and choose the sales, do I need to invest more than, nope, $2 a day. I even run some at $1 a day and I get phenomenal results, but I do use conversion campaigns instead of reach. After Facebook re-optimized reach and put it under brand awareness, they don't work the same way. I don't know if they changed optimizations, but I haven't really had a lot of success in the last 2 or 3 years with reach campaigns, but that used to be an old strategy that worked really well, and for some reason doesn't work anymore. But yeah, that's why I updated the course. But yeah, just follow the stuff in the course. It's all updated. Let's see. Lee says is regarding phase 1. I'm switching out the power content that isn't performing, as well based on the metrics that you advise. Cost per 25% view. I noticed the 2 ads details performance below. The 1 ad was getting cheaper, completed views at 95%. Question under stats. 1, cost per 25% view, 95% view. Based on the program, I am correct in thinking don't overanalyze this and just pick the one with the cheaper 25 views and try to beat that one. Yes. Yep. And yesterday in the ads blitz, I went over this. So yes, you want to try to beat, you have to know, like, what's your budget, right? It all depends on the budget. And so if you watch the replay from yesterday, this talks about knowing what your budget is. But yes, I would I always try to beat my best. I always do. That's my only competition, is beating my own personal best. Let's see, Selena says, thank you for the help. I have a brick and mortar location, and we're the only herb shop on our side of town, and we'll be offering an in-person classes soon. We have the ecosystem up and running for one of our online courses. We would love to create another ecosystem for our brick and mortar side. Is it advisable to have multiple ecosystems with different intentions running simultaneously? If so, for the second ecosystem, should I target the nearby zip codes and exclude everyone else in the warm audience so they don't compete with the previous ecosystem targeting? Yeah, you absolutely could do that. You could run 2 ecosystems and segment the audience based on zip code. Absolutely, because it sounds like the people who would be interested in your online stuff would also be interested in your brick and mortar side. So absolutely, this is a great way to actually use the same pixel data, but then drilling it down based on zip code. So yeah, I love that idea. And by the way, this is like an old school tactic that people used to do. They would call it carpet bombing back in the day, where they would run national campaigns to get the interest so that they can super hyper local target. Let's see, Guido says, newbie here, and I would be most appreciative for some clarity. If I am in phase 1, if I'm supposed to be launching a new videos each day for 90 days, and I'm hitting all the KPIs for 3 power content videos and 3 conversion multipliers with the exception of comments, am I replacing some of the videos with new ones when launching the daily videos because I'm only putting money on 6 ads total, right? Yes, you would just want to switch out. Like if your power content videos are bringing in your 25% views for the cost of your budget, leave them alone and then just work the flywheel for the conversion multipliers. Because if you're not getting comments, you need to get comments. And so if the power content videos are running, just change out your conversion multipliers. Let's see. Mahesh says, just watch placing your Hot 7 ads in Facebook Manager. If I understood correctly, you said for retargeting, you're selling. In my case, it's low ticket to use the sales objective. Just curious if these people who are already raised their hand as being interested in the topic, why not use a cheaper objective to reach the same people? As I just said, you can. I say test anything, right? I use the conversion objective if I want people to buy or do some type of conversion. I use conversion ads. Middle of funnel. You can. Why not use a cheaper objective to reach the same people? You can. You could test it. I say test it. I only tell you guys the way that I do things, and I test everything. But you might find something that works better for you. But that's my answer. Hey Laurel, why do you use Facebook group for community instead of a community platform like school? Well, you guys are here on Facebook. Why add an additional thing? I don't use school. It would be hard as hell to get everyone off of Facebook. I'll tell you that. Let's see. Cheyenne says, I'm doing the phase 1 ecosystem on YouTube. Would it make sense to only run power content ads, as I do not see a tutorial on how to run conversion multipliers on YouTube? Yeah, if you're doing YouTube, you run both. I do my conversion multipliers on YouTube. If you go here, you would place them the same as the power content. You would just use the shorts. But if you go here, and you go to frequent asked questions, there's one that says how to do the 2-step on YouTube. Let's see. How to have conversations on YouTube right here. But yeah, I do the entire 2-step everything on YouTube. The way that you would do the conversion multipliers on YouTube is exactly the same as you would do the power content on YouTube, which I have here. If you go to the phase 1, launch your power content ads, it's the same setup on YouTube. But I am going to actually, and I'm going to make note of this, Cheyenne, I am going to create a step-by-step video on how to do them on YouTube, but it is the same process as a power content video, because here's the thing, if it is a vertical video, up and down, and it's less than 60 seconds, YouTube will automatically run it in the shorts placement anyway. But I will do a step-by-step video on this. So that reminds me. So thank you, Cheyenne. Look for that this next week. But for the most part, if you want to do it now, just set it up just like a power content video. It should only run it in the shorts placement. Let's see. Caroline says, hey, I'm going to help a client run ads around a webinar funnel with a high ticket offer and like your advice on the testimonial ads for the retargeting sequence. My clients offer fitness programs. I know we can promote before I know we can promote before after. Can't. I think is what you meant. Can't. And she has lots of testimonials. That's too bad. I remember. Sorry, can't say where. Maybe a workshop. You mentioned that it's probably better to promote them in a case study format after an opt-in. I might be wrong in my understanding, but I need clarity on how these testimonials can be added safely in the retargeting signals. Can you simply give me some heads up about how you would manage testimonials for a fitness program? Yeah, just talking head videos, no before and afters. They can talk about their before and after journey. I'll actually give you a great example. So there was a video. God, who was I helping? It was just the other. I had students here at my house for a Lean on Laurel meetup, and they have a weight loss program. And their testimonial video was a guy running around playing with his kids. And he was talking about how he was never able to run around and play with his kids. And then they went to a video that was him overweight. And then they kept cutting to him playing around like with his kids. And so think about like how you can safely do before and afters. It's not just about before and after pics, right? Like if you do an interview with someone, a case study interview, and you show them where they were before, and then you cut to a video of them running around being fit and all of that stuff, that fits in, that does not break the rules. It's those before and after photos that are back to back that Facebook doesn't like, because a lot of times people can like, they use them in the wrong way. Let's see, Oscar says, I have a question regarding the transition to phase 2. Once you have validated an offer within your normal ecosystem, shall we be putting $5 a day into each of the 3 offer videos? Power offer, how it works. I know the offer validation test can run several thousands, but curious as the normal ad spend. It's if you're doing the offer validation test right here, which is the high ticket offer validation, you want to run each of these for $10 a day or $20 a day. Each of these is its own ad set at $20 a day, and you want to run it until and you want to get one booked call for every $150 you're spending in ads. Let's see. Sabine says, Laurel, following from last week, I'm now reworking my static value bomb. Thanks for your input. So now I'm looking at my 60-second conversion multiplier. I had this run for more than a week on $5, but no requests, so trying to troubleshoot. If it's what I offer or the message. I rewatched it, and I know I suck at first attempt. I will inject more energy in captions. Perhaps you can check over the messaging for me. This is for female entrepreneurs who want to create and fill their evergreen webinars, and I'm offering conversion hacks to get them more. Let's take a look at this.
Not able to.
Yep, all of us. Yep, I already know. There's no captions and there's no hook banner. So see my recommendations. Well, if you're listening to this now, you already probably know what I'm going to say. I've already said it twice, so that is my advice. Let's see. Jim says, I've been running ads for a little over 6 weeks. I've always gotten a fair number of likes, but when I click on those people's profiles, practically 0 of them are my avatar. Should I be worried? No. Just because people click on an ad doesn't mean that's who Facebook showed it to. It could have gotten in their organic feed. You could have been targeting one of their friends and family who watched it, and then it showed up in their news feed. I don't measure that kind of stuff. I only measure the things of people who actually are, having conversations with and stuff like that. I don't worry about likes on ads because people can like ads from organic traffic. It doesn't necessarily mean that the ads are targeting the wrong people. It could be in some situations, but for the most part, I don't worry about stuff like that. I just focus on KPIs. Let's see, Spencer says, I'm brand new and I've just launched my first power content phase 1. My question, and apologize if I missed this or if it's literally in the next training, but what metrics should I be setting up inside? Yep, all in the next training. Guys, if you guys just go through the training, like look, optimizing the first flywheel, all of these trainings have KPIs and how to set them up and everything. Guys, you guys are wasting your one question on something that's already in there. I'm not giving, and Spencer, welcome to the program. But yeah, just go through it step by step. Here's what I told people on the Blitz this past week. If you don't know the answer to something that you've already watched, ask. But if you haven't seen something, it's likely that you're not in the appropriate place in your ad strategy to see that video. And so if you would have just kept going a little bit further into phase 1, you would have gotten into optimizing the first flywheel, and then you would have seen. So just follow the program in order. Everything is there. Everything is there. Let's see, Fiona says, doing my day 3 Blitz homework. One of my leads isn't making sales. She said, I just forget to talk about my course. What do I ask next to get to the story and experience that led to this belief? Wait, what? Doing my 3-day Blitz homework. One of my leads isn't making sales, okay? She said, I just forget to talk about my course. What do I ask next to get the story and experience that led to this belief? I'm so sorry, Fiona. I don't understand this question. I'm so sorry. What do I ask next to get to the story and experience? She said, I just forget to talk about my course. Yeah, I don't understand this question. I'm so sorry. Kira says, I have now had 7 people say yes on the call, but then when I go to check in with them after they just ghost me. I've now had 7 people say yes on a call, but when I go to check in with them after they just ghost me, not one has said after the call that they want to move forward. They just stop responding to my texts and emails. For context, I teach parents of autistic kids how to access services and free government money through one-on-one coaching. I've been having about 40 conversations a week, average 7 booked calls a week, and just over 50% are no-shows. 95% of those calls have said yes on the call, but none have continued on yet. I've been having calls for 3 weeks off of a single power offer ad. Any ideas for why they're ghosting me or what I can do to win them over? I was thinking of having a free webinar to those people. Yeah, I would try to talk to them as much as possible. I would actually try to take payment on the call. There's something going on in the sales process, and I obviously, like, I can't be with you on the call, but something is up that you've had 7 people say yes on the call, but none have continued. I would want to know what your pre-call funnel looks like. Like so in next week's Ask Laurel, I'm going to give you an assignment to do before next week's call. So if you go to my YouTube channel, and anyone who books calls should do this. If you go to my latest and greatest playlist, there's a video right here that says, tired of no-shows, this pre-call funnel gets nearly 100% of leads to show up for booked calls. Watch this video, but next week I want to know, what does your pre-call funnel look like? There might be a hole in the pre-call funnel. The pre-call funnel that I explained here will not only help people show up, but the right people will show up. And so there's something going on here. That's your next step. Let's get you on that, watch that video, and then in next week's Ask Laurel, walk me through the steps of your pre-call funnel. Like, what happens after someone books a call all the way up until the call, and then we can troubleshoot from there. Let's see, Jintin Jolly says, I was watching the video, how to launch conversion multipliers in Ads Manager, and could not understand how to choose the name of the person under interest tab, like Laurel chose Gary Vaynerchuk and why. I tried to search the name of a homeopath. He has a big following, but could not find him. How do I do that? Yeah, you can't. Sometimes there's things that aren't targetable. You just have to figure out who on Facebook you can target. This is just all about knowing who your target audience is, your demographics. Yeah, it's just all about, like, how do you target? I want to say I teach people how to target in a video. I should. Yeah, my method to ad targeting. I would go to day 1 and my method to ad targeting video right here. You could also, like, I do targeting videos a lot, like how to target audiences on Facebook. Actually, you can watch this video too, how to target audiences on Facebook whose interests are not available. Actually, I should put that in the frequently asked questions section. I think I'm going to do that right after this call. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Anyway, you guys have an amazing rest of your Thursday. I will see you guys next week.